There seems to be an increase in the number of destitute and mentally insane persons on the streets of Benin City, as more destitute and mentally insane persons are seen roaming major parts of the city. There's virtually no area of the city you could go to that you wouldn't find this set of people roaming. Who are these people? Where are they from? Who are their families? Whose responsibility is it to get them off the street? And why get them off the street? Are they a threat to themselves and to others? Well, there is a recent case of a passerby who was attacked by an alleged insane man around the Obalvurame Square in Benin City. What do we do about destitute and mentally insane persons in Benin City? I'm Blessing AG. This is Reports.
I think there is no society really that don't have cases of lunatics or insane people, or if you like, you call them mad people. And for one, we must take into cognizance that this is Benin City, and in most cities or in most state capitals, not just that it's a city, but it's a capital, state capital, and we have a free mix. Let me use that word, free mix of both mad people, destitutes, and normal beings living side by side. But the question of saying why more mad people, then of course I will look at it that we all as stakeholders, as much as understanding the problems of contemporary Nigerian projects. People can't eat 3 square meals a day. People are unemployed. People are poor. Government is not helping matters by way of what you call social security. People cannot afford even the 3 basic necessities: destitution, transformed to madness. It appears that some of them are imported into the state.
We're not doing anything to curtail the ones that are with us, so they will not continue expanding. And I think when somebody has issues psychologically, it starts with little things. It could be depression, little things that make somebody that leads up to madness or something like that. So I believe we don't take care of the small issues first, so it begins to widen and enlarge. I believe it's not left for the government, because even if somebody's mad, the person still has the blood of the family members. So the family members need for how to reach out for help. The person may not be staying in your house, but if you take the person to a hospital or a place where they can be helped, the fact that somebody is mad doesn't mean you should leave the person away. The person could recover and then the person will come back. The person is still part of the family. So because the person is psychologically imbalanced or something, doesn't mean the family should throw the person away on the street. The person is causing havoc. They are threats to us, but we should still learn to take care of them.
There are several reasons why people can develop mental illness. One of the most important is that most mental illnesses have a genetic basis. But that's what I'm trying to say is that it can run in some families. The other reasons why people can have a mental illness may be as a result of drug abuse, which has become very rampant in our society these days. Then, also the enormous socio-economic problems that are prevalent in Nigeria these days can be stressful enough to tip people into mental illness. Mental illness can be managed. You know, there are illnesses like hypertension and diabetes where you manage people most of the time, you manage for the rest of their lives. Some forms of mental illness fall into this category. You can treat, but they remain on treatment for a very long time, and sometimes treatment is for life. But for other forms of mental illness, they can actually be treated and they get well and they're alright. There's a high possibility of a mentally ill person becoming destitute. First of all, the treatment of mental illness can be very draining on the financial resources of the family. So a lot of times, family may no longer be able to afford the treatment necessary for these people. Also, there's a lot of shame and embarrassment attached to mental illness in our society. Mental illness is seen as something that should not be spoken of. There's a lot of stigma, and this stigma tends to affect not just the mentally ill person, but also the family. So a lot of times, people don't want to associate with those who have mental illness. They tend to push them out into the streets because they can no longer cope with the shame and embarrassment that the mental illness brings to the family.
Most mentally deranged people we have in our society are actually as a result of drugs and substance abuse. For us in NDLA, as the agency charged with the responsibility of controlling illicit drugs, we do that mainly by supply control. That is, we identify the warehouses where illicit drugs are kept and seize the drugs. We also trace the drug dealers to arrest them and prosecute them. And we don't stop there. We also go after their illicit wealth to ensure that the proceeds of crime will not be made available to criminals. And how do we do this? We need information, we need knowledge, and we need the skills, the requisite skills to be able to overpower these criminal gangs. And this is what we have deployed in the past few years that NDLA have been in existence, particularly in Edo State here. Use this opportunity to solicit for operational vehicles. Let His Excellency give the NDLA operational vehicles so that we can penetrate the hinterland. We can go to the various hideouts of drugs, and with these operational vehicles, I can assure members of the public that when we have this and other logistics, the statistics of last year will be a child's play compared to what we're going to do in this current year.
Mental illness is as old as humanity itself, and for those states which is our concern here, we've had this over the years, and there have been concerted efforts on the part of government to address this issue. But we also observe that the responsibility is not that of the government alone. We have other people who also have responsibility. The family unit. We have a situation in Edo State where we have a lot of these destitute, mentally ill persons on our street, which is quite unfortunate, and government is concerned. With regard to the efforts of the government, there are very different institutions that have responsibility. Apart from institutions that also has a role in treating some of these persons, that they can only treat when they are presented to their hospitals. But in terms of policies and other ways of implementation, it's the government's responsibility. We have a Ministry of Social Development who also has a responsibility. The point here is this. It's easy to take these persons out of the street, but where are you going to keep them? We have some issues of possibility of rehabilitation centers. Right? Rehabilitation centers are those we can use just to take them off the street, but it's most holistic in terms of availability of treatment facilities, and that is usually provided by institutions which the federal government has. Edo State host of a neuropsychiatric center here in Benin City. It's a federal government institution. They have rehabilitation facilities just behind them. But persons brought in must be registered. There must be owners. So this ownership must come from someone else. So it borders on a lot of things, even legal issues. You can't just pick someone on the street and go down. Someone can come from nowhere that you adopted here or a family member. We've had challenges. But I think going forward, some form of legislation need to also be addressed. We will continue to talk about first how to even prevent these persons from becoming destitute themselves. And some of these persons actually on the street are victims of illicit drug usage. We're taking the campaigns out, going to the children, to schools and churches, tell people on the ways and the need to avoid use or abuse of drugs or illicit drugs. If we do this, we may be able to reduce the number of persons who come down with mental illness.
As the ministry, the head of the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Issues, and the government of Edo State, that we've made a lot of efforts to
to, deal with these issues. First of all, is joint responsibility. The law enforcement agencies, they need to do their work to bust these homes, these places where they are selling drugs to our children, to our community. In all the forests, they are selling drugs. So, if we have agencies that have that responsibility to deal with that, I think that is the first thing we need to deal with. For roaming lunatics, the community have responsibility. If you have a loved one, a beloved one who is mentally ill, they are not interested in their care. The hospital we have here, the psychiatric hospital, and maybe UBTH, the few beds we have for people that are mentally ill, they are not many. And the ministry, if you want to take a patient to the psychiatric hospital, they ask you that you must have a family member who will stay with that sick patient. And we are in a community that vulnerable persons, we trample on them. Nobody wants to identify with somebody who is mentally ill. And that is one warning that should go to even our children. As a deterrent, why they must not get themselves involved in drugs. I'm doing a visitation of the rehabilitation center with a view to see the condition of the inmates there. When you go there, this is not something an individual can actually, it's a societal responsibility. Because even where government gives support to them, we as a community must learn to care for our vulnerable persons. So we as a ministry and under the watch of His Excellency Mr. Governor Godwin Obaseki is very interested in the plight of vulnerable persons. And we are thinking of looking at the rehabilitation center, the one they call the traditional healing home, with a view of bringing it up to a standard that is good enough for even persons that are mentally ill to stay in.
Sometimes a destitute can be mistaken for a mentally ill person because of the things they have in common: raggedy look, begging, and no place of abode but the streets. A lot of factors have been identified for the seeming increase in the number of destitute and mentally ill persons on the streets, with economic pressure, societal pressure, and drug abuse topping the list. It has also been established that these persons are not aliens from a different planet, as some of them are from this environment. It is therefore the responsibility of all to change the narrative, with government playing the lead role to enable families take care of their own even when they are mentally ill, as these persons who will turn destitute and mentally ill can become productive members of society with proper care and placement. I'm Blessing AG. Good morning.